have so many ideas for builds to do with the new rent pack. Just now, I was sitting here staring at Brightchester, just kind of brainstorming some ideas. I feel like the new pack and this world go together really well in the sense that Brightchester could really benefit, I think, from some residential rentals. It's interesting because obviously this pack did come with sort of apartments because we have the university housing, but the university housing works in a very specific way, and it also has some restricted items, like you can't put kitchens there. If you want a stove, well, too bad. It is banned and you just can't place one. And I do like the dorms. I like how they're small. I like how they're kind of limited. I like how all your roommates are also students. But I feel like it would be nice to have an apartment or even like a townhouse to live in here in this world. In fact, I think that these two builds are sort of trying to pretend they're townhouses, and I think that these lots could really benefit from a redo. Whenever I load in here, I just think these lots look so silly. It's like a big 3-high square. They were kind of going for stuff like this, and this is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but this is not my favorite thing in the world. I would like to bulldoze this and then maybe make 2 long skinny houses next to each other. I think something like this would look way cooler, and then if you had that on both of the lots right here, it would really improve the looks of this area. But that's actually not what I want to do today. I'm kind of just throwing out ideas right now. What I want to do is try to build a dorm style apartment building. This might not be the most practical thing to do because I think that having the actual dorm lot is probably better for gameplay. Like I was saying, when you play in university housing, all of the other Sims living there are also university students. And if I built a residential rental, they wouldn't be unless you tried on purpose to go to Manage Worlds and fill it with students. But I sort of like this system better because you can assign your room and then not have other Sims breaking in. You won't be able to break into their rooms. Like, it's just almost a little bit more realistic. And then you can also have a kitchen and stuff. So there are pros and cons to both methods of uni housing, but I'm kind of curious to try and see if this works well. And I guess if not, you can just swap it to a regular university housing lot type and it'll still work the same way. This is also only a 20 by 15 lot, so there's not really a lot of space to work with here. I think that's okay. Like, I don't need it to be huge. I'm not really 100% sure what shape I'm going for either. I'm kind of wondering if I would like to have it be kind of apartment building-y and just fill in the entire lot, because we don't really need to have a lot of outdoor space. I'm not really sure. I think sometimes it helps to just wing it and like see how it fits together once it's done. Wall must be taller to place freeze. Oh my god. I don't even know if I want to use freezes on this. The freezes are so annoying in this game. Ooh, I never used that. I kind of like that trim color. Are there any others that maybe are less dark? I guess this one has kind of a white trim color. Ooh. Oh, or there's this one. This is from the Realm of Magic pack, but it kind of looks good here, I think. That kind of has university vibes. Do any of these, oh yikes. I was gonna say, do any of these match, but I didn't like how it looked. Let me just put some windows too, because once we have the windows figured out, it's gonna start making more sense. I think right now I am not feeling obsessed with the wall height or the kind of freeze that I have used, but that's so short. Okay, these colors are looking a little bit better. It's kind of making some more sense. Of course, none of this comes in a color that matches. I just got done saying the colors are looking better and then, you know, maybe not quite, but this doesn't come in a matching color either. Why? The swatches in this game. I bet the doors don't match. I'm gonna try and use them. The colors just won't be the same thing at all. Yeah, no, they don't match. This one kind of matches. Dare I say. What if we just did that? I mean, this is very simple. It's a lot of windows, but I think that it's kind of realistic in that way. It kind of reminds me of the houses from the Sims 3 university, like the sorority houses. Oh no, we've been stumped again. I don't like the color of the roof trims. I think we could probably actually get away with, no. I was gonna say we could get away with white because there's white in the windows, but it actually doesn't look good, so I take it back. I don't know, should it have like a black roof? What if, wait, maybe once I've picked, some of these little guys might be cool. I don't know if they'll match. I'm not sure if the colors match. I can't really tell what color is intended to match. Is that the right swatch? I guess that makes this the right swatch then, right? These have always bothered me so much. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but it really, really bugs me how they don't go into the roof. The way that it just sort of stops there and there's like an empty gap. And I don't really know if you can fix that. I guess you could try to like delete delete the roof and then place it in the roof and raise it up, but it doesn't work right. Oh, yikes. I also think that the foundations look kind of bad too. I don't really know what to do about that. I guess not much can be done about that. We kind of just have to embrace it. I'll put some landscaping there so it'll help to cover it up. You know what they say, when in doubt, just place some plants and try to cover up all of your mistakes. Okay, I think something like this could be kind of nice though for the front. And then on the interior, ooh, yikes. On the inside, can I like steal some space back? It's okay if the roof is still flat? No, I don't know. I want some space on this lot to put a dumpster, like on the side or in the back somewhere, but I don't know where to fit it. I guess I could shrink the whole thing. Does that make these things better or worse? I can't really tell. I think it made them worse. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be fine. I was about to start the inside and then I got distracted again. I'm just thinking, what if we tried to put some sort of banner out front? These are mostly for like opposing schools. They're not really for one or the other. So I don't know. This might look bad, but it also might be kind of cool. Well, we can come back to that too. We can think about that later. I'll just kind of scoot it off to the side. And then on the interior, I'll do the windows in the back afterward. I think my first step is that I want to try and figure out the floor plan. Also, I think that the inside of this place should be really like kind of old and fancy. I want to pretend they renovated a few bits of it on the inside, but for the most part, I want it to seem like it's relatively old. Okay, I'd like to have the staircase right here, but that makes it kind of tight, obviously, upstairs. And then I guess there's 4 bedrooms up here. It's small. This lot is really small. I kind of got a little bit carried away thinking about like the size of this place. I should have known I didn't have enough space. I could scoot the whole thing forward a little bit. I'm sat here complaining about how small it is, but that can be remedied. Like, it's possible to fix. What if I extended it this way? We can maybe scoot the staircase back then, or we could just leave it. I think my thought process is that I want to have this all be open to the downstairs. Maybe this part could become 2 bathrooms then. Okay, and then we could have like a kitchen dining area on one side and a living room on the other. I'm afraid I am going to regret this choice with the roof. Yeah, that looks horrible. Sorry, that was not even, that was a terrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking just then. This part looks kind of horrible too though, to be like completely honest with you. I liked it being a little bit wider because it keeps the edges. That's like the most annoying part about this is I can't get the trim piece because it auto places. If you could actually customize and choose where it places the trim, it would be fine, but you can't for some reason in this game. Do you think having columns in this hallway is too much? Because I think it's a little bit much, but like maybe in a fun way. They come in the same shade of gray if I wanted to use it. I think it's a bit much in a bad way too. Okay, so that's the upstairs hallway. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better just to have columns up here instead of using those columns. Just let it be open, it's fine. Oh, this is a totally different color. Of course it is. It would just be too easy if it actually matched. Nothing's ever gonna match how you want it to in this game. You know what? I like it. And I'm gonna get like a really fancy chandelier to hang in here too. One of the big ones. I don't know about that one. A big chandelier, but maybe not that big chandelier. We do have some like really dramatic ones. I don't know if that's a good thing. Is that ugly? That's not really the vibes, is it? I probably should just use one of the golden ones. It's so small though. And then sized up. Oh, actually, oh my God. In that green color, it was horrendous. People apparently really hate this chandelier. I didn't know that, but then I used it in one of my build streams and the chat was like, that's the ugliest thing in the world, delete it. And I've never thought it was ugly. Do you think it's ugly? Comments? Anybody? This is where it gets fun because I'm gonna use these doors. They're not obviously like old looking. They're clearly updated since the building was made, but it's so perfect for an apartment sort of situation because they have the peephole. They even have like the emergency plan on the back of the door. I don't know if I want these rooms to have wood floors or if I want to do carpet. I'm kind of thinking that the bedrooms are gonna be not nice. That sounds bad when I describe it that way, but I don't want this to be like fancy for you, the player. I want this to be kind of realistic. Now, the dorms that I lived in looked nothing like this building. This is real nice compared to what I had, but I'm kind of channeling my real life dorm amenities wise. Like I'm kind of trying to base this a little bit off of my real life experiences. My real life dorm had kind of like this sort of walls, but painted white. I won't do that here. I just kind of wanted to point it out. Just wanted to let you know that that's my personal experience. I'm not sure if I want to do like fancy walls. I do like the gray, but I don't think that this fits that well with the window placement. Oh, you know what? This is dated drywall. It's the wallpaper from the basement kit. I actually think that's perfect for this. Oh, and these windows are too low. Let me put them back up a little bit. I didn't fix the roof. I'm gonna come back to that. Don't worry about it. We'll get back to that. I'm gonna give myself an extra light in each of these bedrooms because I feel like they need it. I'm gonna make it really small, like a tiny ant though. And then I guess I'll just use all of the university furniture, but maybe we could do slightly different colors in each room. And we can kind of try to decorate each room for a slightly different sort of sim. Like maybe one of them is into sports. One of them could be like big Brightchester fans. One could be big Foxbury fans. We can try to tell a story that way. That's kind of a dramatic way of describing it, but hopefully that makes sense. Oh, my walls are too short. I would have loved to have had this. We can still get some nice bookshelves though. Okay, in this room, I'm going for yellow and blue. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that is what I'm gonna be doing. I've got kind of like a mix of posters here too on this wall. Do you think that having a soccer lamp is too much? It might be a little bit much. Like, do you think maybe the sim like soccer? They've got a couple things. Oh, they even have like the sports equipment. We could probably put that. Oh, I just had an idea. I need to put laundry. I don't know how I'm gonna fit it in here, but I need to put laundry. This lot is too small. This is a disaster. I mean, I guess maybe this could be a bathroom and this one could be a laundry room. There were 5 of us sharing one bathroom when I was in college. Actually, you know what? I think they can share. I do love these big archways. Isn't that cool? We could potentially have a staircase over here into a basement. Obviously we have to like lower it way down so it's not clipping. So that's the perfect height right there. Okay. It's not ideal, but this is maybe still cool and better than what we had before. We can even make this kind of dark and scary if we wanted to. We could have like the one wall light. We could keep unfinished walls. I'll get a washer and dryer and have them need coins. I might get a functional water heater and put that there. And then maybe we could get the electrical fuse box too. You can't even see the stain I just put. I like this floor, but it's too shiny. Oh, should I put mold? I think I may have to put mold. This is a great opportunity to use the new stuff from the pack. We may as well put moldy stuff on these walls, right? Like, when else are we gonna do it? I kind of like it. I think we should also have no stair railing. In my opinion, it should be unsafe down here. And also, I don't like the other stair railings. So what if I just don't use one? Okay, there's the basement. Oh, you know what we could get? Sorry, let's put a decor box. Then you can decorate for the holidays. You can't normally do that in dorms, so that'll be kind of fun. So that'll be the staircase downstairs, and then this room is gonna be the kitchen and dining area. I'm thinking that we should pick maybe like a fancy counter. I'm almost a little bit inspired by the vampires counters, if I'm being honest. It's either the vampires ones or just these base game ones because they come in a nice wooden color. It does stick out a little bit, which is kind of annoying for the walkway. It's like right in the middle. I guess it could just be too wide. I'm trying to maximize counter space because there's a lot of people who are gonna be living here and using this kitchen. Ooh, I don't like these blinds, but I think they're actually really good for a bedroom. I know I don't like them, but I think they work well for this purpose. We can try and use different blinds in all of the rooms if we want to. Those are a lot. I don't know if I like that. I am all over the place. I'm sorry. Get back to the kitchen, Kayla. Okay, so in this kitchen area, I think I'll put the sink right there. I definitely want to have a dishwasher. That would just be very useful to have access to. All of a sudden, I'm using a very large number of packs, and for that, I am so sorry. Should I scoot this over? I don't like it. Is that better? That gives me more room for the kitchen, which I think is a good thing. I don't know if I like the vampires counters. I don't think I can use them. Honestly, I almost like the ugly base game ones a little bit better. I kind of want it to feel a bit more outdated in here. In my mind, this is a very old building, and like obviously them updating the kitchen is not a priority. They might get a new sink or something, but they're not gonna like completely change all the countertops for no reason. Here's a little fun fact about my college dorm. We did not have a kitchen at all. I lived in the oldest building on campus, and we didn't even have, a lot of times in buildings like this, there will be a shared kitchen. So you have like your individual dorm rooms, maybe a big hall bathroom with like toilet stalls, maybe shared bathrooms. Like sometimes you'll find bathrooms maybe like in between the 2 rooms like this. Mine had 1 bathroom for 3 rooms, but there was more than 1 person in the bedrooms and we didn't have a kitchen. There wasn't even a kitchen in the building. That was unlucky. Some of the other buildings did have kitchens, but mine did not. I don't know if that looks good or not. I can't really tell. Why does this keep happening? I'm not sure what I want out of this. Oh, we should put some kitchen clutter in here. Oh, you know what else is fun about this? You could have pets here. You can't have pets in the other dorms, but you can have pets here. So if you wanted your Sims to have a pet, you could live in this dorm instead. Do you think they'd have something like this in here? Like maybe some sort of chore chart or something for the apartment? You know what they need to have is a microwave. They would definitely have a microwave. I had a microwave and a mini fridge and nothing else when I was in college. I don't think they would have dishes like this. I don't think that makes any sense. Something like this, because this would be like pantry cabinets. I could see them having that so that they could store food or like other, you know, household supplies. I'm probably overthinking this. They might have cleaning supplies in there, you know, stuff like that. It's The Sims though, so they don't have anything in there because they can't open it. Oh, I'll use the university chairs. I've been sat here trying to figure out which ones to use. The university ones are fine. I really love these old pictures of Brightchester. I think that looks so cool. Okay, and then just like a plant in the corner. And this is a fully functional kitchen. They've got space on the counters to cook. They've got space at the table to eat. Sometimes when I do this, I like to put a laptop on the dining table and we can pretend that some of the Sims were sat there working. And then you living here would be able to use that. Again, unclear if this is horrendously ugly or not, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It also kind of reminds me of tile from one of my friends' houses in the UK, so I think it kind of works here in Brightchester, being sort of British inspired. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but that's my thought process. This actually works out kind of well because there's 4 Sims living here and then 2 bathrooms, so we can split them in half. I'm sort of imagining that this half of the house uses this bathroom, so I'm kind of decorating it and trying to clutter it up as though that is the case. I don't know why they'd have clean laundry in here, but we'll just pretend they do, okay? They've got clean laundry in this bathroom. They also have dirty laundry in this bathroom, so we've got both. I'm having the towels correspond with their bathrobes. I don't think that actually matters, but I like it. I think it looks kind of cute, so I'm gonna do it anyway. I put this fake hamper here on purpose because I think I'm gonna put real hampers in their bedrooms upstairs. And then I think both of those bathrooms can be done. So let's go back to the bedrooms for a second because I got very distracted and didn't finish them. Wrong kind of football, but I think that's okay. I want to have more posters. I just like having the posters in here. I think it makes the room seem so much more lively. I kind of wanted to have a beanbag chair or something in this corner. We don't really have that. We have sort of kind of stuff like that, but nothing that really matches how I want it to. You know what? I like that rug with this room. I think that kind of looks good together and it's cozy. And then the last thing I'll do is put a hamper. I'll just kind of stick it in between the windows so it's easily accessed. Actually, hold on. I want to put some fairy lights and now I think the room is done. 1 down, 3 to go. Okay, so that's the first one. So in this one next door, I think I want it to be more of a pinky color and I kind of want it to be for an artist. I guess it could also be darker if we wanted it to. Ew. Oh my god. Why does that come in that color? This is the problem. Nothing in this game matches. That is horrendous. Like, why would I would never use that. The artist room is going to be green and pink, I have decided. Never mind. I don't like that in here. Ooh, that is a lot. I don't even know if I can do that. We could do that. Actually, I'm kind of going for more rainbow vibes in here. Maybe I'll make the artist room be one of the other side. These come in rainbow swatches, but they're more of like holiday lights than bedroom fairy lights, but I don't know if that's a problem. Okay, this is what I've got so far in the rainbow room. I tried to decorate all of the walls like very vibrantly. It's got all of the same amenities as the other room, like the laptop, we've got the bed, same stuff, just different colors. I really hate how like the bed has such nice wooden swatches, but the other furniture doesn't come in similar ones. Why does that have to have green on it? It'd be fun if it had green, but also just plain wood. But no, of course not. That would just make too much sense. I'm going to make this room blue themed. I don't really know what else the vibe is going to be. We had sports, we had rainbow, and now we have blue. Oh, how about gamer? Okay, that works. Maybe they could have one of these fancy speaker things. I don't know. It's like a fancy weird lamp. I don't usually use that. I'd like to put a speaker, but in general, I find these to be really annoying for gameplay because it just keeps playing noise while your Sims are trying to sleep. Maybe because this Sim is a gamer, they could have like a gaming PC setup. Also, I just put a guitar in the rainbow room because I want to have like a skill or a hobby reflected. So this Sim likes music. How about that? I don't really ever use these cute little starlights. Those are actually perfect for this. Do you think it's weird to have a rug that's just kind of like angled really strangely across the middle of the room? I don't know. I kind of like it. They've got a hamper right there. And then I think last I'll just put a mirror of some sort in here. Maybe a backpack. Oh, I kind of like that. This room is really different vibes. Okay, and then lastly, we have the artist room, which I have been talking about this whole time, but have yet to add in. So I guess they can have their desk in this corner. We'll have the art stuff kind of by the front door, kind of going off of this set of posters as a color inspiration, and then tying it in with the bed. I don't actually like the bed that much. I think the pattern is kind of weird, but I'm gonna use it anyway. All right, so here's the last room finished. In total, we've got 4 rooms, all very different, and now the entire rest of the house to furnish. I'm feeling pretty tempted by these absolutely horrendous curtains to use downstairs in the entryway, and then maybe we could just get some sort of, I don't know, it's very small, so it's hard to fit a rug in. I guess for the most part, this area just has to serve as a hallway, so it doesn't really need to have that much going on. A couple things might be nice, like a thermostat, but otherwise we can mostly leave this kind of open. This is the Book Nook kit's time to shine. So in this living room area, I kind of want to have like a big, I don't know, wall of books and then a TV above the fireplace. We do have that frame TV, but I think that might be too fancy for this purpose. So maybe I'll just use a regular one. Not sure if I like the rug. I might have to come back to that too. I feel like I always use these university couches, but in this case it makes sense because it's in a university build. Ew, I don't like any of the colors. I don't really want to use that. I actually don't think it looks good with a couch right here because it blocks the whole entryway. Oh God, I was trying to delete this. Maybe we should do a small square rug and then we potentially get couches on either side of it like this. I don't really like how this looks either, but I think I dislike it in a good way. I realize that makes very little sense, but I think that this is appropriate for what I'm going for. I put a chess table back here on this side, and then I'm wondering, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm kind of wondering if it would be nice to have a couple extra desks. We have those research machine items. I don't remember where they are. But I wonder if we could use those research machines, because your Sims don't have to pay for this. Like, you're only renting your individual space. These are very expensive, but this way you could use them here instead of having to go to the library. I'm always trying to think of ways to save myself time. So you've got upstairs your own computer, and then down here you've got the research machines. I like the idea of this corkboard, but there's no space to put it in the hallway. So maybe I'll put it out here and we can host like community events and talk about that stuff on this board, or maybe over here makes more sense. And then maybe on this wall, we could get some stuff for both Brightchester and Foxbury, because you're gonna have Sims from both schools living here. All right, I think the whole interior might be, oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's done. I haven't done the upstairs yet. All right. Couple more things to do. I've got a very generically laid out downstairs area. Upstairs, I think I would like to have some more like seating and stuff for your Sims to do. I'm like scrolling through all the options trying to see if anything makes sense. I'm actually kind of intrigued by the thought of adding a piano. This probably would have made more sense downstairs instead of up here, but it might be kind of cool to have a piano that you can use. It does take up a lot of room, so we're not left with a lot of walking space if we have that. So I put the piano, I've got some seating, just like some casual stuff kind of placed around. Another tree in this corner probably wouldn't hurt. And then maybe I'll just put some bookshelves in between the bedroom doors. Kind of helps give some separation. This one's kind of an annoying place though. Can you walk through that? There's enough walking space. This seems okay. Okay. That's the whole interior. Now we gotta figure out the rest of the outside. I think this was a good idea in theory, but I would rather have it not be just for one of the schools. I kind of want it to be for both. I'm thinking that I'll do quite formal, organized landscaping out here in these planter boxes I just built. And maybe I'll use this new rent pack. Never mind. Oh, it comes in bright green. Okay. I was thinking I could use that out here, but actually maybe I should pick something that is a little bit more gray toned because it matches the building better. And then if we go into debug, we can start adding in a lot of cool plants. There's a few things in particular I'm picturing because from university, there's some like ivy for the walls. I would really like to use this on the outside. I don't know if it's too much or not, but I'm kind of picturing myself having it on both sides of the building. There's actually a whole bunch of different variations of it, so I'm kind of picturing myself using it in a lot of places. Just have to be careful that we're not keeping it too far off the wall. So something kind of like this is what I was envisioning. Oh, we should get a flagpole. It's very samey on both sides, so maybe I should try and raise some up a little bit. I don't know if I like that or not. Oh, is that too much? Hold on. That makes it a little bit different. It does kind of clip, so maybe I put it like right there. Okay, so I just went around and placed that on all sides of the building. Again, I'll fix the roof. I'll get to that. But the other debug thing that I wanted to use is this little bike rack from the new For Rent pack. I think this works perfectly for this pack because there's such a focus on bikes here. I might also put in a couple fake bikes just so we can have some like other variations in style. But I was thinking we could just line up some bikes there in front of the building. We'll need to get a mailbox too. Listen, I don't love this mailbox. It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's also a lot of mail units and you don't need that many. You could get away with a smaller one. I don't think it matters. I think that they'll just use it no matter how many Sims live here. But I'm picturing that because we're pretending it's an apartment building, like would it be better to have the big one and we just kind of stick it off to the side? We could also put it like way off to the side and put it on the complete side of the building. That's too tight though, isn't it? Maybe no flag. The flag might be a bit much. I'll just get the mailbox in the corner. And then I was picturing around the back, I wanted to have the dumpster. Maybe I could close it off with this. The dumpster might not really fit. Is that too tight? I guess I don't have to close it off with a fence. I don't know. While we're here in debug, I guess I could maybe use a debug fence instead of a regular one, because then you can scoot it back a little bit further. I don't love the color of this one, but it doesn't really matter to me that much because it's just in the back of the building. All right, the plan is to have a couple tables and a bench outside, and then hopefully leave some of this space open in case you needed it to put like party items or whatever down. I literally just did a whole Let's Play playing through university on my YouTube channel, and now I have this deep desire to go back and do it again. I just finished it. Like my Sims just graduated and now I'm like, wait, what if we did it again with this? I want red flowers. I don't really know which ones, but something that is, okay, these are cute. I think that something red will stand out nicely and look kind of pretty there in this flower box that I'm building. Ooh, maybe I should have done that all the way over here too. Those actually fit really nicely. Like the fence covers them up the exact right amount. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that. I'm just gonna rotate them around a little bit so they all look kind of different. I'll put some dirt underneath it too so it kind of fills in. We don't really have space for trees. We also have nothing in the back. Okay, hold on. Maybe I could just use this roof, but then lower it a lot. I don't really care. I think that looks okay. I feel like that's fine. If I was going to do trees, I would probably put them on the corners like this and then have to find a new spot for the mailboxes. The Rent pack actually has some really good outdoor planter looking items in debug, so I could put one of those underneath each tree. I hate this mailbox. I wish it wasn't such a light color. It doesn't come in black or anything. I don't think it matters gameplay wise if you use a different style mailbox. I think that like whatever mailbox you have, they'll use it. Oh, this one comes in black. Why doesn't this one come in black? Oh, okay. Whatever. You know what, game? That's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. Should I just put it like right in the front? I hate it though. I think it needs to go here and like scoot it in as much as I can. How about that? Do you think that's fine? I think it's done. We've got laundry in a stinky basement. We've got a kitchen and dining room, a big hallway, 2 bathrooms, a living room, study room sort of thing, sort of a hallway upstairs, and then 4 bedrooms. I think the last thing we need to do is swap it into the rental lot type. They actually fixed in an update on Thursday the bugs where it was lagging a ton in build mode in the rental lots. I don't know if you could tell, but just then it was like so easy to label all of those. I still built this as a plain residential just in case, but it seems like the lag is really improved, so it's not as unbearable to build rentals anymore. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I think that's all we need to do. Everything else is just a shared space. It's kind of weird in that way where just your bedroom is what belongs to you. And then if you were playing here, you would only see yours and the other bedrooms would be blurred out. Okay, I'm putting it up on the gallery now. I'm committing. It's done. I put a little explanation of how it works in the description too, and I think I used a lot of packs. Yeah, how do I always do that? Strangerville? Oh yeah, the doors and columns. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. There's a lot of packs here, but at least it's cute. Toddler stuff. Oh, the pillows. Oh my god. Someone needs to take these packs away from me. That was unnecessary. At least if you don't have all the packs, it's probably just one item that's missing. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I really have had so much fun building with this pack. From Manage Worlds, this is what the units all look like, so you can have your Sims move into one. They are very poor. They're just 2 stars. But again, it's only a bedroom, so it kind of makes sense. I think if I were to play here, I would probably try to like grab some university students or grab some townies and use cheats to enroll them in university and then have them live here just so that all of the other roommates will also be students. Otherwise, it's not going to be as good as the dorms because you'll have like random Sims living there that aren't actually going to college. The dorms have that benefit over this. It's a little bit better. But also, if this is annoying or it doesn't work, you could just place it as university housing instead. You'd have to get rid of the stove, but otherwise it would work just fine. And I think on that note, I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye, everybody. Oh, and by the way, I've been doing a lot of building, obviously, over on my Twitch channel. So if you want to come by and watch my streams, I'll link that down below for you.